Wow, so the Eagles just moved to 4-2 after completely dominating the Giants, and Saquon Barkley showed out as he got revenge on his former team with an absolutely insane performance, and he also had some really interesting comments after the game. Meanwhile, the Eagles offense did something pretty unexpected in this one to help them get the win, so can we expect this to continue? Also, Jalen Hurts was good once again, while he also made a statement about the offense after the game, and the Birds defense and pass rush made a statement of their own as they absolutely destroyed Daniel Jones and the Giants offense. So we're going to talk about that and everything else from week 7 starting right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Philly Fan 21 channel. If you're new, I'm Evan and I cover all things Philadelphia Eagles. And man, did it feel nice to finally see the Birds have a game like they just had against the New York Giants. I mean, there really wasn't much of a doubt in this one once the Eagles got things going in the second quarter, and they pretty much dominated things on both sides of the ball, and the final score reflected that. And the Birds really haven't had a game like that since the NFC Championship against the Niners a couple years ago. In fact, they hadn't won a game by more than 14 points since that game, so safe to say fans were starving for a dominant performance from this incredibly talented Eagles team, and they got one this week, so that's definitely a great thing. Now, no, things were not perfect, and they still have things they have to clean up, which we'll get into later, but still, this was clearly the best all-around performance by the team this season, and it's a fantastic sign for their chances moving forward. And apparently, there were even signs leading up to the game that the Eagles were gearing up for a great performance, as Nick Sirianni said that this past week was the best week of practice they've had all season.
This was our best week of practice so far this year. This week was our best week of practice, so far. I just think that it was just like, we know it takes what it takes. Jalen always, I love when Jalen says that because it's true. Like, there's a price to pay to win. The work, I could just feel, again, everything uniting us this week and everything, and the work that we put in this week. I had a good feeling we were going to play good because we practiced so good.
I think this is definitely super encouraging, and I think it's just another thing that shows you that this Eagles team is a team that is currently trending up right now, and they're starting to build some momentum as the season goes on. And the defense specifically has really started to build some serious momentum since the bye week, as they've been absolutely lights out in these past couple games, and in this game specifically, they had their best performance yet, as they got out of the gates quickly, starting on the Giants' very first drive, and they proceeded to dominate all day long, as they forced the Giants to punt on their first 6 drives of the game, and the pass rush really got on a roll early, as they piled up 5 sacks in the first half, and they came from multiple different guys and in key situations. I mean, first, it was Josh Sweat dropping Daniel Jones to force a punt on 3rd down, and then it was the second-year man Nolan Smith getting home on 3rd down on the Giants' next drive, as he continues to get better and better with each week. Then, linebacker Nakobe Dean got in on the action, as he sacked Jones on a blitz for a big loss that ultimately ended up leading to a Giants punt. And then on the drive after that, the much criticized Bryce Huff made a play and got home to bring down Jones on 3rd down, as he continues to trend up ever since the coaches made the adjustment to line him up in more 4-point stances. And then on the drive after that, star defensive tackle Jalen Carter made his presence felt as he won his rep on the inside and got home for another sack. I mean, it was just drive after drive after drive that the Eagles were finding ways to get pressure, sack the quarterback, and just get the Giants off the field, and it almost led to a shutout in the first half. Now, the Giants did go down the field and get 3 to end the half, but after that, it was back to pure dominance by the Eagles defense and pass rush, as they shut out New York in the second half and piled up 3 more sacks, with Jalen Carter getting his second of the day, followed by Nakobe Dean's second sack just a couple plays later, and then to cap it off, the rookie Jalen Hunt got his first career sack and a strip sack at that in garbage time, as he got a free rush and brought down Drew Lock while also getting the ball out. And overall, the Eagles defense finished this game with 8 sacks, which is just incredible, and it just shows a drastic turnaround from how their defense looked earlier in the season in terms of getting to the quarterback. I mean, if you'll remember, the Eagles entered the Browns game with just 6 sacks on the year through 4 games, but a 5-sack performance in that one, and an 8-sack performance this week has the defense and pass rush looking completely revitalized. And the defense also hasn't allowed a touchdown in each of the last 2 games, so safe to say they have turned things around quite nicely. And after the Giants game, head coach Nick Sirianni talked about the defense's recent success, and he gave tremendous credit to the players, but especially defensive coordinator Vic Fangio.
Obviously, the players played their butts off. They play with relentless effort. That's something I know about this team, that we play physically tough and we play with relentless effort. That's something you can always control. A lot of great individual performances, and Vic Fangio is one of the best coordinators in the NFL for a reason. That guy is always grinding to help the team get better. You know, I remember talking to him after the bye week. He's just put his head down and grind. And it was on display today. Like, Vic's a stud. I was really excited about how the pass rush, felt like we captured some mojo in that pass rush. It feels a little bit There was a game in 22, as I remember, that kind of went like this, and it's been the second game in a row where we've really got after the passer, and just a credit to the team defense, because that wasn't just the D-line. There was good coverage in the secondary going on.
I think it's very clear that Vic made some major adjustments during the bye week that have greatly helped this defense coming out of it. I mean, the pass rush has really started to find its mojo for sure, like Sirianni said, and Vic has also done a good job of just helping the guys in that aspect and putting them in the right positions to do that, but it's more than just that. I mean, the coverage has been tighter, the tackling has been better, it seems that there has been less penalties, and the run defense has also been better as well. I mean, just all around, they look like a completely different unit from how they looked in that Tampa game, for example, or in the first 2 games of the season, and Vic Fangio definitely deserves a ton of credit for that. But don't get me wrong, the players also deserve a ton of credit as well, and a lot of the guys have really started to trend in the right direction, whether it's Nolan Smith or Bryce Huff or Josh Sweat, and overall, they've just done a much better job executing the plays that are called and playing relentlessly. And after the game, Jalen Hurts made sure to go out of his way to shout at the defense for their performance, as he said this.
Well, I'll just say this, since nobody asked how great the defense played. They played great, and I think that's where we are with building. They're building, able to keep them under 120 yards of offense. That's impressive.
I think it's definitely great to hear Jalen shout out the defense like that, because that's the second straight week in a row that he's gone out of his way to make sure to do that and give the defense their credit, and I think it shows just how good of a leader he is. And again, it is just super encouraging and exciting to see the defense and the pass rush clearly trending in the right direction. And for the offense, while they still definitely have things to improve on, they also seem to be trending in the right direction as well. And they honestly did something in this game that was a little unexpected, but it paid off, and Saquon Barkley in particular was able to get some serious revenge against his former team. And don't worry, we're going to get into that and so much more in just a minute, but real quick, I do want to say, if you are enjoying this video and don't want to miss any other Eagles coverage or content just like this coming throughout the rest of the season, then make sure you subscribe, and also really, really importantly, turn on notifications so you're notified instantly when one of these videos is uploaded. I think that's a win-win for the both of us, because not only do I get more people consistently watching these videos, but you don't miss any other Eagles coverage or content just like this. So again, subscribe, turn on notifications, and also drop a like. Let's see if we can get to 800 likes on this video. And now, with all that being said, let's get back into the video. So as I was saying, like the defense, the Eagles offense also continued to trend up in this game with a good performance. But that's definitely not to say that they didn't still have some issues, and really the main one that continues to be a huge talking point in Philadelphia is the slow starts, as the offense still has yet to score a first quarter point through 6 games, and in this one specifically, the Eagles' first 3 drives all resulted in punts due to some broken plays and sacks taken by Jalen Hurts after nobody could get open. However, the offense did come to life in the second quarter on the Birds' 4th drive of the game, as on second down, Saquon Barkley took a handoff to the left side and broke free for an amazing 55-yard run where he was outrunning Giants defenders. And then just a couple plays later, Barkley got into the end zone on a 3-yard run to give the Eagles their first points, and after the extra point, put them up 7-0. And obviously, there was a lot of talk this week about it being Saquon's return to New York and being his revenge game and all that, and this wound up being the start to what was an epic performance to get that revenge. And according to Nick Sirianni, that 55-yard run was the play that jump-started the Eagles' offense and their run game in general.
Yeah, I thought, obviously Saquon's run that burst out of there. Really good run. Good job by AJ on the perimeter. Good job by Lane and Cam to sort out the game that they were doing. But I think that's what opened it up.
There's no denying that this run by Saquon was a game changer, as after scoring on that drive, they were able to build momentum off of that, as they scored another touchdown on their next drive, this one coming through the air as Jalen Hurts connected with AJ Brown on a deep ball on 4th and 3 for a 41-yard score. And this play was really just incredible, just given the situation, as not only was it 4th down, but Hurts was under heavy pressure and was actually hit on the play, yet he gave AJ a perfect ball and hit him right in stride for the score to give the Birds the 14-0 lead. And after the game, both Jalen and AJ briefly discussed this play.
It was just 4th down. The corner was squatting. Jalen gave me a great ball, and I just finished it.
It was just a great opportunity, one-on-one, in that situation of the game. An aggressive play. And another one that worked out for us.
That was certainly another incredible play from these two, and I think it's safe to say that having AJ Brown back makes the offense drastically different. And for Jalen Hurts, this was another very good performance. Now, the numbers definitely weren't crazy, as he went 10 for 14 and put up just 114 yards passing, with also a passing touchdown and 2 rushing touchdowns on brotherly shoves, but he just really did what he had to do and played efficient and clean football. And when the Eagles needed him to make the big plays, he made them. And most importantly, for the second straight week, Hurts did not turn the football over, nor did he have any turnover-worthy plays. So if you can keep that up, that'll just be huge for the Eagles' chances moving forward. And again, I definitely do think Hurts is on the right track and continuing to build momentum. So that's definitely a great sign. But let's be real. This game offensively was all about Saquon Barkley for the Eagles. I mean, he was the center of attention coming in just because it was return to MetLife and supposed to be his revenge game. And he was also the center of attention on the field as well, as he had an absolutely unreal day. And that 55-yard run and touchdown was not the extent of it, as early in the second half, he broke another big run of 38 yards to spark another Eagles touchdown drive. And then on the first play of their next drive after that, and a drive that started on the 8-yard line, Barkley broke another amazing run of 41 yards to jumpstart another Eagles scoring drive, which after an incredible Jalen Hurts escape and scramble, ended in Hurts' second rushing touchdown of the day and a 28-3 lead for the Eagles. And overall, on the day, Saquon Barkley finished with 17 carries for 176 yards, 1 touchdown, a 10.4 yards per carry average, 3 massive runs, while also managing to piss off every single Giants fan watching the game. So safe to say, Saquon definitely got his revenge, which Brandon Graham echoed after the game while also praising Barkley's performance.
What was it like for you watching Saquon today?
I felt good. I mean, I didn't know he had 170-something yards though, but hey, keep it up. You know what I'm saying? Especially against your team, that's good revenge right there, boy. Without even saying nothing, just going out there and doing your job, playing. And I know he didn't do it by himself. The O-line did a great job, especially with Jordan Mailata being out. That boy Fred, proud of him. You know, like I say, it's just all about us just keeping that momentum going and building.
Safe to say, Saquon did his job and more in this one, and he got some sweet revenge against his former team. Because, I mean, obviously, not only did everything play out the way it played out with the Giants organization, and of course, any player is always just going to want to naturally play well against their former team, but the Giants fans also definitely added fuel to the fire, as not only did they boo the crap out of him every time he touched the ball, but Barkley also saw some fans burning his jersey literally right before the game, which is something that apparently caught him pretty off guard.
That was crazy. That was crazy. I mean, I've seen my jersey get burned before over on social media, but the timing of it, like, I'm locked in. I'm listening to my music, and I see, like, the fans, and all I see is fans just pointing, and I look, I'm like, what are they pointing at? And I see smoke, and I'm just like, my jersey getting burned. So, yeah, that was definitely different. I don't know if I ever experienced anything like that in my life, and, you know, hopefully I don't experience that again. But in that moment, I was ready for 3rd and 1. Let's just say that.
I'm sure from Barkley's perspective, seeing that was just crazy, and no doubt it definitely motivated him a little bit more going into the game. But with that being said, even with all the extra noise and emotions of this game for him, it seems like Barkley was able to stay locked in, he didn't let the emotions get the best of him, and he handled the whole situation pretty well. And at this point, he says he's just grateful to be through this game and to move forward.
I guess probably more within game. I probably talked a little more today than I usually do. Nah, I think I did a really good job of being locked in through the week. Right now where I'm at mentally, just focusing on my preparation, focusing on the little things, staying consistent is the reason why, you know, when I go out there and I'm getting booed or whatever, you know, I didn't remove myself from the moment. I'll stay locked in the moment the whole time, and I got to continue to do that for the rest of the season. To be honest, I'm so happy this game's over. I don't think I should get, besides today, any more questions about the Giants. But like I always said, thankful for the organization. They're the team that drafted me. Still got nothing but love and respect for all the guys over there. But I'm happy to be Eagle, and most importantly, we got to win today in the division against the division rival. And you know, now it's on to the next one.
Overall, huge credit to Saquon Barkley for just doing what he needs to do, staying focused, yet still managing to get revenge in a classy way versus the Giants while carrying the Eagles' offense in this one. And speaking of the offense, they kind of did do something in this game that was a little unexpected, but it paid off. And that was simply to just make a change and heavily commit to running the football. Now, they have ran the football a decent amount in previous games, but in this game, it was just different, as they ran the ball 45 times to just 15 pass attempts, and they piled up 269 rushing yards. And this commitment to running the ball really allowed the Eagles to control this game, and it led to a lot of offensive success for them. Now, do I expect the Eagles to continue to run the ball this much with this much success in every single game this season? No, I don't, and Nick Sirianni kind of did confirm that after the game, as he said this about the Eagles' offensive strategy moving forward.
You don't want to lean too heavy on one way, but is this formula maybe something you should lean more into where your guys are going to run it? I know you got ahead that played a factor in it too.
It is what we needed to do this week to win.
And look, I'm sure some Eagles fans are going to hear that and be upset by it, but I'm actually okay with it, as again, I don't expect them to run it 45 times every single game, but what I do think they absolutely need to do is just show commitment to continue running the football, especially early in the games, and then stick with it throughout the rest of the game. And I honestly think if you can run the football effectively early, that could be the formula for unlocking the offense's slow starts. And again, like I said, I don't expect them to run it 45 times per game, but if they can continue to run it heavily, say 30 to 35 times per game and do it effectively, then I expect many more successful outings for this offense. And someone else who expects the offense to just keep getting better and building is quarterback Jalen Hurts. And specifically, he expects them to be an offense that can beat you in multiple different ways. Now in this game, they were able to beat the Giants on the ground, like I just said, while Hurts threw it only 14 times, but he knows that it's not going to look like that every time, and the offense just has to be versatile enough to beat defenses in different ways. And after the game, Hurts made a statement about the offense, as he's confident that they are going to be capable of beating defenses in multiple ways moving forward.
You know, you want to be able to win in multiple ways, and I think as we continue to build, I think, you know, we'll continue to see that even more. That's what the good offenses have. They're capable of doing both. They're not, bless you, they're not one-dimensional. And so we just want to continue to build our toolbox, build our portfolio, if you will, of what we can do and how efficient we can do all these different things.
Hopefully Hurts is right, and we can continue to see successful outings from the offense while they're having that success in multiple different ways. And overall, I'm definitely super happy with this win. I mean, we were begging for a dominant blowout victory. We knew this team was capable of doing it, and we finally got it. And they looked pretty good while doing it. Now, yes, there were still issues. The offense just can't continue to start this slow. We know that. And I also would really just love to see them utilize the middle of the field more on offense, because when they do it, it works. They just don't do it very often. But again, it's hard to complain about this win. I mean, the offense looked improved again. Barkley got his revenge on the Giants. Jalen Hurts didn't turn the football over, and the defense and pass rush absolutely dominated. And after the game, the vibes were certainly high.
Well, how many yards did defense give up?
119
119 yards. Eight sacks. Hey, you think we're getting that mojo back on those sacks? Hey, but the person I want us to break this down. Come on, Saquon.
Hey man, let's keep
tight. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Hey man, hey, let's keep building on this, bro. Keep building on this. There's so much more out there. Eagles on me. Eagles on three. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, if you're an Eagles fan, you gotta love this. And overall, what were your thoughts on the Eagles' dominant win over the Giants? You can let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, while you're at it, make sure you subscribe, and again, turn on notifications so you don't miss any other Eagles coverage or content just like this coming throughout the rest of this entire season. Trust me, you're not gonna wanna miss any of it. So again, subscribe, turn on notifications, and also drop a like to show some support. If you did enjoy this video, I would greatly appreciate it, because it really does help me out a ton. Again, let's see if we can get to 800 likes on this video. And also, if you wanna watch another Eagles video, you can check this out right here. And now with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.